We are now talking to Maryland defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. What's going on, Marcus?
How y'all doing? Y'all good?
We are good, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great.
Well, Marcus, tell us how you and your family are doing with all the COVID-19 situation.
I've been good. Family been good as far as COVID. Nobody affected really. Everybody's still working. It's been good.
That's good. So why don't we get into your recruitment? What made you decide to pick Maryland out of all the teams that were trying to recruit you?
Out of everybody, I feel like Maryland was the best for me as far as what I wanted out of college. Right, it's close to home. Right, my family's gonna be able to come to all my games. Then on top of that, just the field. The field, that was the biggest thing because like recruitment personally, I think it's all about the relationships. The relationships I had with the coaches, it was great. It was better than I had it anywhere else. Really, they recruited me pretty hard, so I decided to stay here. And I really like what Coach Locke is doing too. That was another big thing. I like his vision that he has going there. So being able to build it up here at Maryland is going to be big.
Yeah, you brought up a new coach. He was just hired last year after the whole DJ Durkin scandal. The NCAA forced him out. So kind of a rebuilding program for Maryland right now. How did that impact your decision in terms of the coaching and also, again, being a rebuilding program? Did that make a difference in terms of your decision? You want to make your own destiny type thing?
Somewhat. I know the rebuild, it's going to happen quick. It's going to happen quick. People going to look up and we're going to be doing big things, right? I try to tell people this all the time. And I don't really see it as a rebuild. I just think I don't really see it as a rebuild. I think like it's the start of it all because Maryland, they never really been a powerhouse. That's what we're trying to build it into, like an Alabama, Ohio State, something like that. There's so much talent here in the DMV. We could do that easily.
We are talking to Maryland defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. Now, Marcus, I look at Maryland. They're mostly known for their basketball over the years, but you talk about Boomer Esiason. He came from Maryland, and he speaks and he preaches very highly about this Maryland team last year and really the growth of what this team could be in the future. He preaches them. He goes to a lot of the games. When you look at this Maryland team and the growth of the team, where do you see the defense adding somebody of your stature to this team?
Oh man, I think it's gonna be good. Adding myself, but I think as far as the other recruits we have, we're building a great defense. As far as 2021 class alone, we haven't really started on 2022 yet. So being able to add me, Tajay Johnson, Tommy, my boy Zion, Chop, Terrence. It's so many great players we adding to the defense. It's like we're gonna have a top defense in the country when we all get there.
The Big Ten is one of the best conferences. Some people argue it's the best conference in college football. Is there a particular opponent within the Big Ten you are most looking forward to playing, and why?
Penn State. I always say Penn State. Their fans are just like their fans are obnoxious. So like fans like commenting on my stuff, just saying stuff on Twitter like I don't even know you. Why are you talking to me? What's up? Like what's wrong with you? It's random people and they behind bot accounts. They got like 10 followers and then they following 1,000 people and like you sitting here typing up paragraphs. Oh, Penn State has done this and that and this. I'm like, bro, I'm not talking to you, bro. Nobody's talking to you.
So let me ask you this question. I guess Penn State wasn't one of those teams that you were interested in playing for.
No, I mean, like Penn State was cool. Actually, it's crazy. I didn't think like I wasn't really big on Penn State, and like I went on a visit. They had like a 2021 class visit. They invited all the top 21 guys out in the area from like Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, all of that. So they invited everybody out. I wasn't sure. I didn't really think I was going to like it. I went up there. I actually liked it a little bit. I liked it a lot. But as far as like looking at the depth chart and like how it was, and then they had a coaching change.
Yeah.
I couldn't really I couldn't really mess with you.
Oh, you also like looking at the women over there. Don't lie over there, Marcus. We know what you were looking. We know what you were looking at. I'm sure, because I've been up to Penn State. I know what's up there.
Marcus, we talk about defensive linemen as being one of the most premier positions on the defense, maybe the most premier position on the defense. And obviously, it's a very different between an edge rusher and a defensive tackle position. So what do you think are some of the biggest differences that your coaches have told you in terms of rushing on inside versus rushing outside? Is there a technique difference, a move difference that a lot of people don't know about?
The biggest thing, rushing the passer is an art. I study this all day. People making millions for 5 sacks a year. So I study this all day. I plan on getting paid doing this one day. So the thing is, it's not necessarily it's a timing thing. That's the only thing. That's the difference between rushing from the inside and the outside. It's just a timing thing, depending on where you're at. If say you're a big nose tackle, you right over the center, it's immediate with your moves. Say I play 3-tech, like defensive tackle. I'm like over the guard. My moves are made off of like 1.5 steps, 2 steps. When you coming from the outside, when you are in, you got like 3 steps, 3, 4 steps. It really depends on like your size and all that stuff. It's like dudes like Chandler Jones, they're at the tackle's hip in 2 steps. He's 6'7". You know what I'm saying? So it's a timing thing. You can still do all moves from anywhere. You could throw any move. So it's not really the moves. It's a timing thing, really.
Well, Marcus, I'm very good with the 2-step. You know what I mean? The dance 2-step. You know, I know how to move. You know, so if it's the steps that's going to get me to the NFL, well, then I should be an NFL player, my friend. So there you go. We are talking to Maryland defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. Marcus, when you look at the defensive style of game that the NCAA really provides, the way they play, and looking at the NFL style, you were just naming Chandler Jones and some of the different players you've seen in the NFL, like Donald and players of that magnitude. When you look at your style, do you believe that your style of game fits the NFL culture?
I'm still young. I haven't even really like solidified like a style for my game, really. Not yet. I know I can stop the run right now. I have a good football IQ, so like that's not really been something I've really like had to worry about. So it's like now it's just about making plays. Just, we'll see in College Park as far as how my game goes, as far as where I am in certain areas. But I watch a lot of different players. I try not to watch like Aaron Donald because he's fake. He's fake. You're not gonna find another Aaron Donald. He runs a 4.6. He can lift the whole weight room. Like I try not to watch dudes like that because like once you start imitating them, it's over with.
Well, now you have offensive linemen that can run a 40 in 5 seconds flat, 6'8", 364 pounds. So if they could do that, I think anybody could do anything with the size.
I try not to watch the freaks. It's hard though.
Well, maybe you're a freak.
I could do a little something.
Well, you know what we'll call you? Your new nickname is Marcus the Freak Bradley. How's that sound? How's that? We're gonna call you. I'm gonna give you your nickname now. When you go to college, Maryland, I want everybody to know that now his nickname is Marcus the Freak Bradley. Okay? So not only could he do 1,000 push-ups a day, this guy could bench over 500 pounds. Am I right, Marcus?
I wish. But we're going to run with it, though.
Oh, yeah? Well, how much could you lift?
Like, bench, probably like, most I ever did was like 300. I'm not big in the weight room.
Really? I'm going to have to help you out there, man.
That's the biggest thing I got to work on is the weight room.
I'm going to have to help you out there. You see, if you come over there, you're going to be in Maryland. I live in New York. Maybe I'll come up there and show you a couple of ways because I'm actually a personal trainer. And actually,
for real?
Yes, I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been working out since, remember, I'm 38, believe it or not. I've been working out for a very, very long time. And I could bench I think I've maxed out at my high 365, 370. So
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, what you need to do, and I know we're on a radio show, so I don't want to give you too much information. You got to start doing your push-ups every single day. You have to do it. Yeah, 250 to 300 push-ups every single day. That's going to get your strength up. That's going to get your chest and your shoulders and your back strong. That's going to build the core, and that's going to help you lift. So that's something that you should be doing every single day, my friend.
Okay. I know that's what's probably the biggest thing I need to work on. Just lifting. I'm not weak. I play with a lot of power, but like just as far as like weight room numbers and stuff like that.
Well, if you want to beat somebody up, you could beat this guy up right beside me. I mean, he's pretty easy, and you can use him. You can stick him in your bag, and whenever you want to smack him around a couple of times, you can take him with you. It's like a handheld video game right over here. This guy right here.
Handheld video game?
Yes, a handheld video game. Like a Game Boy. Remember Game Boy?
Yeah.
That's Speedy Petey right over here. That's why we call him Speedy, because he talks so fast. And, he looks like Pete from Pete's Dragon. So there you go.
I never would have thought of him called the Game Boy, but here we are.
There you go.
Marcus, so in the modern NFL and even a lot of college football, we're seeing a lot of running type offenses. And as a result, the interior defensive line positions have actually become a lot more valuable. A couple months ago, we had Cynthia Freeland from NFL Network on the show, and she did a whole study on that and why they're a lot more valuable now. Can you see that trend going into the NFL go even further, where they might become just as much, if not more valuable than the edge rushers?
What, interior guys?
Yes.
I think, because I want to coach one day. I don't know if I just want to be a D-line coach or a defensive coordinator, but I feel like it's all the same as far as defensive tackle. I think the edge thing is so big right now as far as just finding people to rush the passer. I think that's the biggest thing. As long as you can rush the passer, it don't really matter who's on the field. I think that's what they're thinking about right now.
We are talking to Maryland defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. Marcus, when you look at the offensive linemen that you see in high school, and some of them are pretty big, but not as big as they are in the NCAA, and obviously they're a lot bigger in the NFL. Does that worry you going into college football and playing? You're not playing against one guy that's 300 pounds. You're playing against 5 guys that are 300 pounds, big, strong, could be NFL prospects. Does that worry you at your game as a young player of your magnitude?
No, not at all. You just gotta get a feel for the game. Like when you can play, you can play. It doesn't really matter it doesn't matter like who's in front of you. It doesn't really, like, when you can play, like, you can play. I know as far as like my skill set, I use a lot of athleticism in my game, right? So as far as like dudes being real big, like them being able to move, like I know I move better than them. So just being able to outthink them, that's a big thing. That's how you prevent injuries, things like that. Just playing smarter so you don't have to just bang up on guys all day long. That's how you get injured.